I will solve it by graphing first. I'm going to graph each equation. And I'll put in parentheses after equation, graph each line. So I want to graph x plus y equals 5. And because I've told you, you're going to have to find the intercepts, I'm going to do it by finding the x and y intercepts. So x-intercept, y equals 0. This will give me x plus 0 equals 5, x plus 0 is x equals 5. I will plot the point 5, 0. And then for the y-intercept, I'll do x equal to 0. I plug in x equals 0. I have 0 plus y equals 5. So 0 plus y is y equals 5. So we're going to plot the point 0, 5. I'm going to go to a new page to show the graphs. I'm going to show the work on this page and a new page for the graph. I'm just going to mark the points I need for this problem. I'm not going to worry about marking a whole bunch of points. I need 5 on the x-axis, 5, 0, 5 on the y-axis, 0, 5. And then take your straight edge and connect the dots. It's going to be a straight line. If it's one on the computer where they said graphing and they want you to show the graphing, well, you would graph each line and it'll kind of connect the dots for you once you pick the line tool. The second line, 2x minus y equals 1. So I'm going to look for the x-intercept. For the x-intercept, y equals 0. This will give me 2 times x minus 0 equals 1. 2x minus 0 is 2x, so 2x equals 1. Divide by 2. 2x over 2 is 1 over 2, so x is 1/2. This time I got a fraction for the x-intercept. 1/2, 0. And then the y-intercept. For the y-intercept, x equals 0. This will give me 2 times 0 minus y equals 1. 2 times 0 is 0. 0 minus y equals 1. Now 0 minus y is negative y. Now right here, think about this. You have to get just y. I got negative y. By the way, negative y, that's the same as negative 1 times y. I can divide both sides by negative 1, and that gets rid of the negative that's in front of the y. And I'm going to get y equals negative 1. So the y-intercept, x is 0, y is negative 1. back to my graph, 0, -1. I'll put that on the y-axis. And then x-axis, the x-intercept was 1/2. Well, if this is 1, 1/2 is right in the middle of 0 and 1. And I'll connect those dots. Now, if you solve by graphing, it can be a little dangerous because the answer is the point where they intersect. And if I've solved it by graphing, if I have graph paper, it'd probably get a little bit better. But I did this freehand. Does that look like it's 2, 3? My graph is off a little bit, but it is going to be 2, 3. The answer, it sort of looks like 1.5. I'm going to write, I wrote it in pencil. That means I'm writing the wrong thing, by the way. It kind of looks like 1.5, 3.2. I would want, if that's my guess, I would want to check that and see if it's correct. I'd check it by plugging it in. Now, this is not correct. I'm going to put an X through it. And the correct answer, their intersection point, is 2, 3. The answer we got by kind of looking at the equation. If you solve by graphing, I'm going to go back to the page where I wrote the 3 things. If you solve by graphing, this can be, I'm going to put dangerous. I was trying to think of a better word, but dangerous, because you kind of have to guess the answer, and if your graph is not on target, you might guess wrong.